This video is an original documentary-style history episode created by Noir Mafia Stories, featuring original script writing, historical research, custom visual prompts, editing, narration, music, and sound design. Boston did not become a gangster city because it wanted violence. It became one because it had everything crime needed: a harbor, a thirsty public, neighborhood loyalty, political silence. And during Prohibition, every bottle that came through the fog was worth more than the law that tried to stop it. This is the story of Boston's underworld, the streets, docks, speakeasies, Irish gangs, and hidden money that turned a historic American city into a Prohibition battleground. Boston was old, proud, and crowded with places where secrets could hide. The harbor connected it to ships, the streets connected it to thirsty neighborhoods, and the alleys connected legal business to illegal money. When Prohibition arrived, Boston did not need to invent a criminal world. It only needed to open the right doors after midnight. In 1920, America outlawed alcohol, but the law did not erase demand. It only made every bottle more expensive, every delivery more dangerous, and every man with a truck, boat, or badge more valuable. The city learned quickly: if people still wanted to drink, someone would get paid to bring the liquor. Boston's harbor was not just scenery, it was a road. Boats could slip through darkness, unload near quiet docks, and disappear before sunrise. The ocean gave bootleggers distance, fog gave them cover, and the city gave them buyers. The harbor turned law-breaking into logistics. South Boston was more than a neighborhood. It was a fortress of memory, loyalty, and silence. Outsiders did not understand who controlled which corner, which family knew which policeman, or which warehouse door opened after dark. In places like this, crime did not always need to shout. Sometimes it only needed everyone to know when not to speak. Before the big money, there were smaller crimes: hijacked trucks, stolen goods, street fights, boys who learned routes, schedules, and fear. Prohibition rewarded those lessons. The same men who once stole from delivery trucks now understood something bigger. Control the delivery, and you control the city's thirst. In Boston's Prohibition underworld, the Guston Gang became a name people remembered. Built out of South Boston, tied to the Wallace brothers, and shaped by the illegal liquor trade, they represented a new kind of neighborhood power: local, violent, practical, and connected to the streets that fed them. Frank Wallace became one of the most feared names in Boston's Irish underworld. His strength was not only violence, it was reputation. In a neighborhood where everyone knew everyone, reputation could protect a shipment, silence a witness, or turn a street corner into private territory. Prohibition made transportation dangerous. A truck full of liquor was not cargo, it was a moving bank. Hijackings became part of the business, and every driver knew the road could turn against him. In Boston, the crime was not only importing alcohol, it was keeping it long enough to sell. Behind ordinary doors, Boston drank. Speakeasies needed liquor, protection, musicians, lookouts, and police warnings. Every illegal bar became part of a larger machine. The customer saw music and glasses. The underworld saw routes, payments, territory, and risk. No bootlegging empire survives on courage alone. It needs warning, it needs delay. It needs someone to look away. In Prohibition Boston, protection could be worth as much as liquor itself. The most dangerous deal was not always made with a gangster. Sometimes it was made with someone wearing authority. The 1920s were deadly for Boston police. Prohibition did not create ordinary lawbreaking. It created armed business. Officers faced bootleggers, raids, ambushes, and a city where every arrest threatened someone's income. The law was not fighting one gang. It was fighting an economy. Boston's underworld was not one single kingdom. South Boston, the North End, docks, gambling rooms, and speakeasies all had their own circles of power. Irish gangs were central to the story, but other groups understood the same lesson. Prohibition had made the city profitable, and profit invited competition. Crime became geography. A street was not just a street. A dock was not just a dock. A bar was not just a bar. Each place meant customers, storage, escape routes, and witnesses who might stay silent. The city map became a business plan drawn in fear. The perfect shipment was invisible. No shouting, no gunfire, no headlines. Just crates moving from boat to dock, from dock to truck, from truck to cellar, from cellar to glass. In Boston, the underworld's best nights were the ones the morning papers never mentioned. Prohibition money changed people quickly. Street thieves became businessmen. Drivers became guards. Bartenders became contacts. Violence became overhead. Once the money arrived, nobody wanted to go back to being small. That was the danger. The city had created men who could no longer afford peace. Every profitable route attracted rivals. Every speakeasy needed supply. Every supplier needed protection. When money grew, trust shrank. Boston's underworld was held together by deals, but deals only lasted until someone believed he could take more by force. The papers understood what the streets already knew. Prohibition had turned crime into front-page theater. Raids, killings, hijackings, and rumors gave the city a new kind of celebrity, the gangster. But fame was poison. The more the public watched, the more pressure came down from above. Police raids were part law enforcement, part performance, and part warning. Doors broke, bottles shattered, names were taken, but for every room closed, another opened somewhere else. The law could interrupt the business. It could rarely kill the demand. The most powerful weapon in Boston's underworld was not always a gun. It was silence. Witnesses forgot faces. Neighbors closed curtains. Friends protected friends. Fear did its work, but so did loyalty. In some streets, talking to police could make a person more dangerous than the criminal himself. In 1933, Prohibition ended. Legal alcohol returned. But the underworld did not simply vanish. Men who had built routes, collected debts, bribed officials, and controlled fear were not going back to ordinary jobs. The bottle became legal again. The criminal system remained. After repeal, organized crime had to adapt. The underworld moved deeper into gambling, loan sharking, extortion, and hidden control of local businesses. Prohibition had trained the machine. Now the machine looked for new fuel. Gambling had one advantage over liquor. It did not need a harbor. It needed rooms, trust, debt, and protection. The same networks that once moved crates could now move numbers, bets, and fear. The city kept paying, only in a different language. Loan sharking was quiet power. A desperate man borrowed money. The interest grew. The pressure followed him home, to his shop, to his family. Unlike a bottle, debt did not disappear when consumed. It stayed alive until the borrower became useful. Even after Prohibition, the waterfront mattered. Docks meant jobs, cargo, unions, schedules, and pressure points. Whoever understood the waterfront understood movement. And in organized crime, movement always meant money. The 1930s brought more pressure. Police, prosecutors, and federal attention grew stronger across America. Gangsters who had thrived in the chaos of Prohibition now faced a different problem. The government was learning, organizing, and remembering names. Long after the loudest days faded, the neighborhoods remembered who had been powerful, who had betrayed whom, and which families had paid the price. Organized crime is not only a list of criminals. It is a memory system written into streets. Boston's Irish Underworld did not look exactly like New York's Five Families or Chicago's Empire. It was more local, more neighborhood-based, and often more personal. But during Prohibition, that local power became dangerous enough to shape the city's criminal reputation for generations. The truth about Boston is that there was never just one underworld. There were neighborhoods, crews, families, ethnic lines, temporary alliances, and private wars. Prohibition tied them together because it gave them all the same temptation: money too large to ignore. Prohibition was meant to make America cleaner. In Boston, as in many cities, it helped build a machine. It taught criminals how to import, distribute, protect, bribe, intimidate, and reinvest. When the law changed back, the education remained. Boston's Prohibition empire did not end with one arrest, one repeal, or one headline. It faded, adapted, and left behind stories the harbor never fully gave back. The city returned to daylight, but the lesson remained in the fog. When law creates a fortune, someone in the shadows will learn how to collect it. If you want the next city, subscribe to Noir Mafia Stories. Every city has a shadow, and every shadow has a story.